What's good, my boys? Quick disclaimer, the reason we have been so hiatusy on some of the videos is because for this specific video, I needed my mouse to be working, and my mouse has been broke literally for 3 to 4 days, to the point I dang near can't even go live, which is why the streams have kind of slowed down and the consistency has went about. But what's up, my boy? Splashy here, and today's video will be the badge tier list. A lot of people have been asking what badges or should I be trying to get on my player, what badges are way more overpowered than others, so that's what I'm here to tell you. Let's get straight into it, shall we? So I'm going to be doing it in different tiers. I'm going to be going defense to playmaking to finishing to shooting badges. So it's just obviously easier to categorize the video. So first we're going to be starting with 94 feet. I think 94 feet is an A tier badge. I'm not going to say it's S just because it's some really overpowered defensive badges on this game right now. And I don't think 94 feet is in the same bracket as those overpowered badges, but it is a badge that is a must. PGs are not laterally quicker than you anyway, so they can't go side to side in the backcourt or burn you full court even if they have max acceleration, because it's too easy to catch up to them as he is at the moment. So 94 feet is a must-have defensive badge, and I think every single time a new badge gets added on to 2K, it is amazing, and there's obviously that. So you have 94 feet. Next, we're obviously going to go to glove. Glove is taking its spot back from last year as a top 3 defensive badge on the game, if not top 2. Obviously not top 1. We'll get to that in a minute. Plucks are obviously overpowered. Anybody who says anything other than that is ridiculous and just either a lockdown or a lockdown's brother, because there is no way you can agree that if we as guards, I didn't have a 6'9", but if guards were allowed to admit that 6'9s were overpowered last year, limitless takeoff was overpowered last year, when it gets taken out, then Lock should be able to say, hey, glove is way too overpowered. From animation, flickering plucks, to anytime you go stationary to try to call a play, you literally get plucked, and a bunch of other things. So glove is going to be the first S tier badge. Next, I'm going to be doing what I did do last year. I'm going to be adding a tier for what is the most overpowered defensive badge on the game. Right stick ripper has made its debut. Pushed glove away from the above S tier row. Right stick ripper is by far the best defensive badge on the game, and it is not close. And there are a lot of good defensive badges on the game, but right stick ripper is the best defensive badge on the game, and it is not close. One, it is because it stacks with glove, so you're getting extra success on trying to get a steal in the first place. 2, you can use it to play lanes for you. Read the description. You can use it to intercept passes. So that's a double whammy. And trust me when I tell you, it is really overpowered if you lab that right stick and figure out a way to use that on the ball and off the ball. They said you would get penalized if you reach with the wrong hand, but you don't, because the point guards are literally the same speed as Shaq. Actually, Shaq's faster than my point guard. So that's that. Next, we're going to be doing a movable enforcer. A movable enforcer will be the second S tier defensive badge on the game. This, I know you guys remember when Bruiser was a defensive badge on the game. It kind of has overtook what clamps is supposed to be. A movable enforcer has a few bump animations in which, like, you can't do anything. Like, you're just there. You feel me? You're just there. You're just sitting there, and, like, you get bumped. And already when the PG gets bumped this year, they kind of turn into what I just call, like, they need special ed classes anyways. Every single time they get bumped. So with the movable enforcer, when you get a bump, it drains an extra adrenaline sometimes. I've seen one immovable enforcer bump stop somebody from even going up the court. I've seen one immovable enforcer take all 3 adrenaline and half the stand bar. You do need a movable enforcer, I think, on what would be considered the best lockdown, and a lot of lockdowns have burly lockdowns from the 100 stars, the gym rat stuff. So that makes life worse for us. Next, we're going to be doing Interceptor. I put Interceptor in C tier. I don't think it's really overpowered this year, even with the small court and the fact that there are still no velocity on any of the passes, once again for the second year in a row, because we're still throwing passes off people's heads, etc., etc. But I still think that Interceptor is a decent badge. I don't think it's like kill yourself to get a huff or kill yourself to get a goal. Right stick ripper, removable glove, and 94 are too good to be worried about a badge of such. Off-ball pass, I think off-ball pass is a decent badge this year, especially with the right stick ripper stuff. Off-ball pass helps you attach to their body off the ball, so you can stop dexes, stop backdoors, you can bump them up, and then you really don't gotta click square anymore. So that's that. Next, we have Pick Dodger. I think Pick Dodger is a D tier badge. I think Pick Dodger is really trash this year. I know a lot of locks that have it on Hoff or even gold, and some centers in comp have silver brick wall, and like, bro, the screens just hit on this game. Most locks actually go under the screen because Limitless is broken, which we will talk about when I get to that badge. But Pick Dodger really isn't that good this year. The screens almost hit almost as hard as 2K17 screens. Like, you really get pawed. Like, you get bulldozed by most of the screens on this game. So I don't think Pick Dodger is really a good badge. Pogo Stick. Pogo Stick is an S tier badge this year. Even though I think without Pogo Stick, you come with like embedded Pogo Stick in your player anyways. So it kind of is what it is on that. It's just Pogo Stick. I mean, the paint, standing layups, and stuff for centers are already broken. So let's add the fact that you can jump as many times as you want, and you're almost more souped when you're jumping on the way down than when you're perfectly walled up. So that's that. Next, we will be doing Post Lockdown. I think Post Lockdown is a good badge this year. If you run into like a drop stepper in the park or somebody doing a bunch of the post fade or post dream shake stuff, I think you do need Post Lockdown 150% this year. Rebound Chaser. Rebound Chaser is a good badge to have. Obviously, it says everything it's supposed to say. Only problem is some of the rebounds go longer than your jump, so sometimes you'll get a really remedial looking jump when you're trying to get a wide open rebound, but you still do need it on, I think, at least gold on most big man. Workhorse. I think Workhorse is actually decent this year. Like, I've seen you go to a loose ball a little bit quicker. I do still think offense does react faster than defense on this game. Like, when you blitz, when you get a pluck sometimes, when you tip a lane, they get it right back most of the time anyways. But Workhorse is decent, especially for centers this year. I like Anchor. Anchor is an A-tier badge this year, especially with the fact that you already can't take off from Limitless anyways unless it's a lob. So if you're in the vicinity more times than not, they are going to miss a wide open dunk. Most centers miss wide open layups anyways. People are still trying to figure out whether they want their timing on or timing off, layup meter on, layup meter off. So I 100% do think that you should have Anchor 100%. Ankle braces, I think ankle braces is a D-tier badge. Most people don't even spam ankle breaker moves, but I've had bronze ankle breaker and broke somebody with half ankle braces multiple times in a pro-am game on accident. So I think ankle braces is useless. Box out beast, I think box out beast is a B-tier badge. It's just a good badge to have. You'll still get wormed anyways because the worms are RNG and they don't even go off strength, because I've perfectly boxed out a center multiple times in a competitive game and watch my center get wormed every play. It's just kind of what this 2K feel like giving you. Brick Wall is an S tier badge. If you find a way to play with a center that has Hall of Fame Brick Wall, you will 100% see the difference from gold or silver or even bronze if you found a way to load up with some popper that has bronze. Challenger. Challenger is once again a S tier badge as well. Until, just for people who do not understand yet, no ghost contestant plucks have not been touched yet. If they were, like, the update required in the beginning of the, like, if you stay up late, like, and play 7:30 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, update required always pops up bottom left. That's just more of a smoothing, like, thing. They're literally trying to somewhat fix the servers, or they might just adjust some sliders, but they're not actually touching or breaking something, if that makes a lot of sense. Okay, but Challenger is still an S tier badge. Ghost contests are out of this world. So obviously you are allowed to jump through screens with Challenger this year. If you put your right stick up, you literally get a gas contest more times than not. Like, Challenger is ridiculous. Chase down artist is going to be an A-tier badge. Chase downs are almost, if not more, gas than they were on 2K22. You almost can't go up with anything in the paint because it's an auto block. So more people pump fake, but you get blocked on the way down too because the mechanics are just trash. So, but chase down is definitely a needed badge. Fast feet is also, yes, I know you're like, wow, it's not supposed to be this many badges in S tier. No, it is. Defensive badges really work this year, and I think that's an upgrade, but I do think it's a downgrade for everything else because most of the other badges don't really work. But I do like fast feet 100. I do like fast feet on in S tier just because the lateral movement of the defensive players is way faster than the lateral movement of the offensive players. If you have fast feet on freaking silver and I have 99 acceleration, I can't burn you side to side. You can get a center with 55 speed can switch onto you, and I promise you still won't score on him. It just kind of is what it is. You kind of just gotta get with the program or get left behind. Clamps, I know I'm not gonna lie, clamps are not really that cold this year. Like, even without clamps, you get the same body ups most of the time. And I think a movable enforcer has kind of took what Clamps' spot is supposed to be. Clamps really isn't that good of a badge. I think you should still get it just because, like, why not? But, like, it's not really like, oh my God, Clamps is just doing it right now. Like, tried it on Huff, tried it on Gold, tried it on Silver, tried it on Bronze. It's just not that crazy. I mean, if you play D, you just kind of play D on this game. Like, I've guarded some top PGs because my lock had too many fouls and strikeout, park, comp stage. Like, it just is what it is, bro. I don't even have Clamps and it works just fine. But that will be all the defensive badges. It is now time to go to the playmaking badges, baby. Next, we have the playmaking badges. We're going to go to Ankle Breaker right out gate. Ankle Breaker is going to be an A tier. You get a lot of random Ankle Breaker animations this year, so if you find a way to get your Ankle Breaker on Hall of Fame, I think it is more than worth it, if that makes sense. Like, more than worth it. Like, I do think you need it. Physical handles. Physical handles is a B tier badge. If you do physical handles versus immovable, physical handles doesn't just like win, but it will stop you from just getting killed in the backcourt. I don't really think, unless you have a big guard, you should be going to strength anyways. But if you got nowhere else to put it, I mean, you might as well just put it on physical handles. Post Playmaker is an S tier badge once again. For my big man that have a higher pass act, whether you win 85 plus or 90 plus, and you get that ball in the paint, it's a zipper. It's a zipper. Every single time, it is a zipper. Next, we got Relay Passer. Relay Passer is a C tier badge. It's hard to kind of see like the effects of a badge like Relay Passer because like, I passed to one person, he passed to another person. Is it really even boosting? Did he just miss? Did he make it? Like, haven't really seen much of a difference with badges of that nature because it's really hard to test badges like that. So I have it in C tier for now. Speed Booster will be in B tier because Gold and Hall of Fame are literally like a 6% difference. And I just don't see much of a difference in like, oh my God, I gotta make a Hall of Fame Speed Booster build type thing. You feel me? It's not that much of a difference in my eyes at the moment. To the point I think you just need to break your neck to get Hall of Fame Speed Booster. I think it's kind of just you go get it or you don't kind of go get it. In my eyes, I have a Hall of Fame Speed Booster, but I have a gold, and even when you're trying to upgrade it from silver to gold on a rebirth build, I'm not gonna lie, you don't really notice that much of a difference. Speed Booster, the lateral movement just stinks, so Speed Booster isn't saving that. So we got Special Delivery. Special Delivery is a decent badge. I mean, flashy pass success and lob success, you're not really like. Lobs are kind of usually trash on the game anyways because it kind of slows it down so you can time the meter, which gives the opposing team more time to get it in that, area of it slowing down. Next, we got Touch Passer. I think Touch Passer is an S tier playmaking badge. Touch Passer is amazing this year, especially people who have it on gold. You notice it easily. Like, off a rotation, you hit one person, it's literally a zipper every single time. It's what should be Bullet Passer, but Bullet Passer is not on the game. Triple Strike is just decent. It pops up a lot, so I'm just going to put it in B. I don't sit there spamming triple threat moves, so that's not my ordeal, but it is good. Unpluckable. Unpluckable is in D tier until further notice, and I know you guys think I'm gassing it, but Unpluckable is dang near the most useless badge. It should really be in C, but Unpluckable is one of the most useless badges on the game right now, and it makes no sense how bad Unpluckable is. This is the second year in a row, by the way, Unpluckable is a useless badge in September. Useless. It's completely useless. And then here go what they're going to do. They're going to patch glove completely and make people think it's Unpluckable, but they just made steals useless. It's the same thing last year. We made half unpluckable builds. We made 99 ball handle builds. And we're still out there getting stripped every single play in L2 and L1. Praying to Jesus on top of the Eiffel Tower. You just get stripped. And then they're going to just nerf locks into the oblivion. And people are going to think it's unpluckable. It just works really good. It doesn't. Locks just suck again. That's just what it is right now. Unpluckable may be the most useless playmaking badge on the game right now. You need it on, though. But it stops no show, by the way. Next, we got Bailout. Bailout is still a really good badge. It takes a lot to go get it, especially in micro right now, but Bronze still performs just how it did last year. You might drop a few, but they always catch the ball. Even without Bailout, you rarely throw a turnover unless you throw like a cross court from the paint to the left wing Bailout. Like, you feel me? Like, Bailout still works really good. Blowby, I think Blowby is right next to physical handles. Blowby is a really good badge. Nothing just crazed. I do think you need it on, but it's nothing just crazy. Break Starter, I think Break Starter is S tier this year, especially if you have it on Hoff or Gold. Like, you throw really crisp passes this year, especially for big men, even for guards. If you get it like a long rebound and throw it, you throw really crisp passes this year. And I think all velocity badges in which like help your passes go better should be on. Next we got Dimer. Dimer is a D tier badge, and the reason Dimer will always be a down low badge is one, it speeds up and slows down your teammate's shot. So like, let's say I have Hall of Fame Dimer and the person I'm playing with has Silver Dimer. You will have two different shot timings because my passes are going to give you Dimer shots, and the other person passes is going to give you a lower Dimer shot. And we can't take off Dimer this year, so you have to be dealing with, like, play with a person who has gold Dimer and watch them throw it to the corner. Sometimes they'll throw it to him and they'll just pause and they can't shoot the ball. That's because of Dimer. Dimer is a trash can badge, and ever since they made it speed up and slow down and give worse catches, because it's supposed to be stacked with glue hands, but glue hands is no longer in the game. But until they fix that, Dimer is useless. Handles for Days is an S tier badge. I think it's actually the best playmaking badge on the game. Handles for Days definitely works. You rarely lose stamina in this game anyways. Like, it goes down really slow unless you just get bumped to oblivion. Hyperdrive, I think Hyperdrive is a decent badge, especially if you spam the blowout dribble where you tap R2. Hyperdrive is a really good badge. Killer Combos, I think Killer Combos is an A tier badge this year. I think you needed to combo up with what, we're given, even though you can't really, like, move and groove with it, but I do think Killer Combos is a necessity from everything I can see, at least. And then we have Needle Threader last. I think Needle Threader is just like a C tier badge. I see some point guards actually going 70 pass ac or less. So, like, it's kind of just, some people going with 60, some people going with 75, some people going with 80. It just kind of is what it is right now. And you kind of just got to hope for the best. But I do think that it's a kind of badge you do need. So that's our playmaking badges. Let's go on to finishing. So before I start some of the finishing, I haven't really got to test every single finishing badge because I'm a guard, so I don't just go, test out post hooks or like, I don't really do all the little cute little Euros and all that. But I'm probably just going to put most of those in B tier and just hope for the best. But we're going to start off with Rise Up once again is an S tier badge. Standing dunks are ridiculous once again. To the point some locks and power forwards are taking away their driving dunk just to get Rise Up. Like, they're doing that just to get Rise Up. I don't think you understand how bad that really is, just because, like, people shouldn't be getting rid of their driving dunk because driving dunk seems useless just because they can stand it dunk. Point guards are literally turning down wide open driving dunk lanes to go get a Rise Up. You feel me? Does that make sense? Like, they're turning down wide open dunk lanes to do a standing dunk. Rise Up is amazing again. Acrobat is D tier. Acrobat is useless this year. They kind of nerfed it into oblivion after the glitch that was / exploit that was last year, where if you jellied anytime, it always went in. Red contest, yellow contest, blue contest, pink contest, green contest, it always went in. Acrobat's pretty useless. Now though, Fearless Finisher is an A tier badge. Padded with Bulldozer. I think Fearless Finisher is outrageous. Speaking of Bulldozer, we're going to put Bulldozer in S tier. Bulldozer is a really good badge when it activates. It also puts you at what I will say, it kind of puts you, it's easy to stop just because of how long it takes you to do the animation though, but it's definitely a needed badge if you're a big guard. Same as Big Driver. I think Big Driver is an A tier badge. I think those badges are kind of needed on a big guard, but I don't want you to think it's just like, oh, freak, I got a Bulldozer animation, it's over. Like, no, it's not like the trailer where Giannis pushed Jimmy Butler out the way and dunked on him. You more push him out the way, and it's usually an easy chase down block for somebody else. Flow game I have seen and tested. Flow game is an A tier badge to the point that you have to manually contest it or it's an auto green every single time if you do abuse floaters. Giant Slayer is a B tier badge. You can't just go up step for step on the center, but if you stack it with one of the new slashing badges, Flow game, spinny, blah blah blah, it's actually a really good badge. Hook Specialist is an S tier badge if you're a post scorer. I've seen it in my own eyes, like on the twos and stuff. Me personally, I haven't tested it, but every post scorer shouldn't be post hooking 3 steps out the free throw line, and that has to be the reason why. So I'm gonna be putting that in S tier. Masher is the worst slashing badge on the game as of right now. I'm not gonna lie, 6'8's barely come. I don't know if y'all have tested it on any of your guard builds. Next time you play in the park or the rec, just when you're up on some front running stuff, drop on the center, get an animation on him, and tell me if he makes it on you. Literally, just tell me if he makes it on you. Like, just tell me if he makes it on you. That's what I want you to do. Tell me if he makes it on you. Like, I have stopped multiple centers trying. I drop to get box outs anyways, but they go up and like they miss. Masher is useless. Masher and Unpluckable are like bottom 2. Post spin technician is really good if you know how to do the inside post spin, not the outside post spin, the one like to your inside shoulder. Like, if you know how to do that one, it usually gets a good animation every single time. Next, you have Posterizer. I think Posterizer is pretty useless this year. I actually think it almost makes you miss more dunks and you can't take it off, but you need it on. Precision Dunker. I think Precision Dunker is just decent. I know I see a lot of slashes on my timeline complaining about the dunk meter as a whole. I think the dunk meter is just wild delayed as a whole, and I don't think Precision Dunker is saving it. They should just make it. Obviously, I don't want people making early contact dunks, but like, you shouldn't have to green every single one, especially when the dunk meter is as delayed as it is. Pro Touch is just a badge that's kind of there. It's been there the last 3 years. Some people turn their layup timing off anyway. Some people have it on. I don't think it really saves the day. Area Wizard is a really good badge. I think you do finish good lobs, especially. I think that's the only way to get. You hear the dogs barking. I mean, Area Wizard is a crazy badge, but I think you just kind of get animations sometimes. Sometimes you don't get animations with it. I think it's the only way to take off from Limitless on this game, though, is having Area Wizard. Unless you got Scooper. I'm just gonna put Scooper in C. I haven't really went out there and just tested Scooper. Two-step, if this is the Euro step hop step thingy or Euro step badge. Two-step is really good because it glitches out the defense sometimes. I actually don't know which one Bunny is. I think Bunny's hop steps. So I'm going to put Bunny in B. Slithery is just decent this year. It's not like contact dunks are crazy overpowered anymore, and that's what Slithery more than less did. It does help you with good layup animations, but it's just going to get sent off backboard anyways. Spin Cycle's decent. Nothing game-breaking. Whistle is an S tier badge. That badge is ridiculous. I don't know, after the foul success that was on 2K23, I don't know how they then come into 2K24 and say, yeah, foul success was just obviously a big problem on 23. We didn't get enough fouls. Let's add a badge in which you get more foul calls. Ridiculous badge. That should never be on the game. Back down Punisher is really good this year. What happens after you punish them after backing them down has nothing to do with me, but you getting them into the paint is really easy. After that, though, you're probably going to airball a wide open layup. Dream Shake is just one of those badges that just kind of works. If you want to sit there and spam them, you do it to my avail. If not, you go ahead. Drop Stepper, I mean, it definitely works like crazy this year. What happens after you drop step them, though? That has nothing to do with me. It kind of goes off the strength statistic, though. If you have a higher strength than another person, it's an easy drop step. Just the paint animations suck on this game. And lastly, you have Fast Twitch. I think Fast Twitch is a needed slasher badge. Just think you need it. I didn't do this with the other two, but tell me what you guys think is the best finishing badge. If you watch it to this point, finish and tell me what you think the best playmaking and defensive badge is as well. Next, we have shooting, the by far most useless badges on the game, but let's get straight into those as well. Agent 3 is S tier right out gate. They said fading is patch. I'm not gonna lie, fading is ridiculous on this game. Again, especially when you get sharp badge. And if you play other game modes, fading is dang near the most efficient, it's the most efficient way to score at the moment. Agent 3 pops up on fades, shots off the dribble, and when you stand still after dribbling as well. So Agent 3 is good. Guard up is a badge, it only really pops up versus AIs, because they have to manually contest you. You have to shoot over the manual contest, and that's what Deadeye is supposed to do. But I just kind of don't think either of them work. Free points is S tier this year. I know you think I'm trolling, but free throws are by far the hardest thing to shoot on this game, and I don't understand why. When I put my meter on, it looks like the meter just fluctuates too much. Sometimes you shoot it early and it says late, and sometimes you shoot it late and it says early, but it is what it is. Limitless range, I'm not going to put it in D tier, but it doesn't work right now. Limitless range only works for when you have sharp badge at the moment. They tried to patch us shooting backward fades from the opposite free throw line in the park, and they kind of made it to where bad shot selection renders in most 5v5 based game modes. In park, it still seems fine. In theater, it seems fine, but it's not game breaking. If you try to shoot from 30, you see the distance at the bottom. If you try to shoot from 30 or further, it usually says bad shot selection. And just for limitless range shots, if it says bad shot selection, that means you had no chance to green it. So give up on that dream. Next we got Mini Magician. Mini Magician is pretty gas this year. I think minis are that's a really good way to score this year. I think Mini Magician is really gas. Open looks is a B tier badge. It pops up a lot, but it's green or miss right now in my player based game mode. So it's not helping you make a white or anything, and you still got a green shot. And I don't think open looks is really changing that. Post fade Phenom is really good, decent though. Nothing just outrageous. Slippery off ball is a C tier badge as well, because they added Spot Finder. Where's Spot Finder? Spot Finder is an A tier badge. If you really tap the R2 and do that off the ball, you definitely glide right into a catch, and it gives you a boost after the catch as well. So I think that's good. Next we got Space Creator. I haven't tested Space Creator myself. If you go out there shooting step backs and hop shots, that's you, and I want you to really tell me about that. I haven't tested it myself, so I'm just going to put it in C. Next we got Blinders. Blinders is another useless badge so far this year. Actually, I'm going to put Space Creator in D. Blinders and limitless range just aren't working really well right now. If you have them on your side, it's an 100% smother. If you have them on your back, it's a 50% smothered. Blinders isn't really working. It worked day one, but it's just not working right now, so it just kind of is what it is. Catch and shoot is a really good badge this year. I like it at A tier. Claymore is a B tier badge. I like all the catch and shoot badges. Anything that buffs your shooting wide open, I think you need it this year, because shooting fluctuates too much with the latency. Comeback Kid is trash. If you're like down 15, I mean, you still have to green the shot. Comeback kid isn't really, oh my God, I'm Kobe Bryant now. You feel me? Corner specialist is an S tier badge, I think, this year. Like, builds where you have it on gold or Hall of Fame, you definitely don't miss in the corner. Like, corner shooters really haven't made this year because you guys get all the stuff. Well, half of our shooting badges don't work. Also, I don't think Deadeye works neither. I just think it's kind of there. So that's 4 top tier shooting badges that should be the best badges on the game, but like, they don't really work. Like, blinders doesn't work. Limitless doesn't work unless you have a sharp badge. And I mean, that's, you can shoot from there without limitless range. That doesn't really work, and neither does guard up. The contests are too crazy at the moment. Lastly, we have Green Machine. Let me know what badges you think are the best out of the shooting categories, but Green Machine would be the last badge. I think Green Machine is dang near the best shooting badge in the game right now because when you green, you need that buff to make sure you keep shooting 150%. But guys, that's the badge tier list. Make sure you guys let me know what you think the best badge in most categories is, or what you think the best badge on the game is, and what you don't think the best badge on the game is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video though. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Stop by the Twitch Splashy, stop by the Kick Not Splashy, stop by the Twitter Splash Edition. Turn on noties, comment or DM me or comment on any of my posts or any questions. I love every single one of y'all. Make sure you have a blessed day. Videos are coming back. We are back consistent. I love every single one of y'all. Have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace.